Welcome to Slayerfest 98. I am Philip Ellis.
I'm Ian Carlos Crawford.
I'm Michael Varrati.
And I may mutant pod mushrooms or something, Shults. And we're here discussing Angel Season 4, Episode 7, Apocalypse Nowish?
Um, I I know season 4 is very polarizing. I don't love the Conor Cordelia, but I actually like this stuff. Like I like this like weird like rapture-y apocalypse like beast shit. It's like I said it to you May the other day. It's like fun horror action monster movie
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely some Matrix elements that they pulled in here. One of my notes is, does Wesley think he's in the Matrix?
They're definitely ends of daying it right now, like kind of.
Yeah, and I
Trying
like
to
that
do that,
shit.
yep.
I mean, what the hell is that like 4-hour movie that I had 2 VHS tapes of? Magnolia.
Titanic. Oh,
Like I was waiting for the like frogs to rain from the sky, like in Magnolia. But yeah, I like all of that. I don't the drama parts. I'm kind of like, well,
yeah.
Yeah, this episode really drags when it hits the drama, the stuff with Fred and Gunn, the stuff where Angel is being a mopey, sad puppy. And it's just like, he's so back and forth in this one where he goes from being happy,
Yeah.
excited puppy, like maybe they're demonic snakes. You know, that kind of energy is great. And then he's like, I don't really want to talk to Cordelia. And it's like, come on, dude. You're over 240 years old. Learn some direct communication skills.
The emo across the board in this is a lot. I think that instead of Apocalypse Nowish, it could have just been Dashboard Confessional because everybody is like big sad. Like that's all of the character work. Cordelia's like very in anxiety, sad space. Angel is very in anxiety, sad space. Fred is very anxiety, sad space. Lauren's on the phone, which is its own hell. You know.
that's
All
true.
of those phone calls are very funny, though.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that. I also like that the woman they go see, they're just like, well, stay blessed. We don't know what to do about the rats. Like,
Yep. You might want to call
Amazing.
it Exterminator.
But so yeah, overall, the episode's unbalanced, but I like the apocalyptic shit. I always find that like fun. Philip, what do you think overall?
Yeah, so when you said to me we were going to be talking about this episode, I remembered the big rooftop action sequence. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is the episode where I feel like after spinning our wheels for the first part of the season, like
Yeah.
the big serialized plot is finally going to start. And I was watching the episode and I was like, when is that going to happen? Because Christ, like we are just spending so much time kind of having all these scenes where people are just sort of saying and doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I do still really enjoy that big action scene at the end. I love it when we see our heroes get really beaten.
Yeah.
It shows how serious the things. It reminds me of when Buffy first goes up against Glory.
Yes.
Also has the nickname the Beast. But it's this really cool thing of like, oh, you know, we've got so used to seeing Angel be able to, you know, defeat anyone, and it's like here is this really monstrous looking creature who is seemingly unstoppable and is seemingly part of a much bigger and scarier plan. Loved all that, hated everything else. The Cordelia storyline is drivel. There's something going on with Charisma's acting in this episode, and I'm like, is it a conscious choice because she's playing
Like
something that we're only going to find out about in like 10 episodes time, or is it just that she's like, what is this garbage material they've given me? I don't know how to play this. I don't know.
I would assume it's partly the latter and partly her being like, well, at this point, I know that I'm going to be written off the show before the end of this season, and I'm mad. And I feel like you
And
can
that's fair.
see that she's distracted by that, which, is very fair.
Yeah.
So much of it is like they're recording the first take, or like she's reading these lines for the first
Yeah, she's
time.
reading. Yes. That's what has really bothered me, Philip, is that it's like it feels like Okay, I'm reading them right now and I'm delivering them right now, and we're good. That's the take.
Yeah, like I don't even really know what these words mean, and also neither did I watching it. I'm like, what are you saying? What are you doing? Like everything she's saying, it's either really ominous and cryptic, or it's really like overwrought and whiny, and just none of it works for me, especially
Mhm.
because we will find out that none of it matters.
Yes,
Right.
none
Right.
of that.
Yeah.
Michael, what do you think?
Well, to your point, I actually am on the side of season 4 is a really interesting season, and I like a lot of it because even though I'm jumping ahead a little bit, because I don't know what episodes I'm going to be back to, I love the Jasmine storyline
Same.
because it's such a counter to the usual big bad we get. Instead of the demonic, the satanic, you have this evangelical, almost, Judeo-Christian beneficent evil, which I think is such an interesting track to take in the Buffyverse, especially at this point. And the fact that the buildup from the devil that we get is this like very holy seeming being. And this episode does a lot of groundwork to set that up. That being said, if I was tasked to show an episode of Angel to someone, this would be like one of the last choices that I would pick. Because unfortunately, to Philip's point, the acting is weird, the tone is weird, and the material is very strange. Like, I know that in the sequences where the writing works, it works, but that's then so much more evident when it doesn't. Like, you can just see, like, the drop off immediately.
Mhm.
So, my overall sense is, like, as far as, like, setting up stuff, sure, but as far as execution, I think what's executed is far better than the setup later.
Michael, you've written quite a few scripts.
Hmm.
Um, so they have said in a lot of interviews I've like listened to or read, all of the writers are like, no, 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 this was always the plan. I feel like that is bullshit, right? Like the plan that I know that is coming feels so paper thin here. Like the whole Cordelia of it all, where it's like that was always the plan. But I feel like this couldn't have always been the plan, right? Like,
No, especially because they didn't know she was gonna get pregnant.
Pregnant, yeah.
It was a reactionary thing to her getting pregnant and Joss being pissed off about that.
yeah,
I
the
think
writers say
that
they just like switched up a little bit because of that. Sorry, Michael, go ahead. Sorry.
no, when you do a series breakdown, of course, before you even start writing a season, you get together with the writers' room and everybody talks about the general arcs. But things happen, things change. Human
Right.
beings are involved in the creation of shows, which means invariably problems arise. And one thing, especially in the 22 episode order season, that people need to be aware of is it's impossible to plan out nearly 40 weeks of shooting in advance. You can have general broad strokes, but things are
Yeah.
going to change. And because they were network, they didn't know literally from month to month if the show was going to even last that long. And I think culturally, we need to reconcile with the fact that creators, especially at this time, when they're like, we have a plan from beginning to end, most of the time are lying to you. That's just true. Like,
Hello,
I have lived,
Lost.
yeah, I was gonna say, I have lived through enough J.J. Abrams produced series to know I was on board with the Alias train, and he promised that he knew what he was doing with that, and it was very clear they didn't. So then when Lost came, and all my friends who were watching Lost were like, he has a plan. I'm like, uh-huh. Did you see Alias? Do you know what's happening here? Because I do. I am aware of this subterfuge. So I think that they may have had like a log line for where we were going to go here. But to May's point, Charisma Carpenter got pregnant.
Yeah.
Staff shifts were happening behind the scenes. The writers are going to have to account for that. Like, it's all of these things that are happening. Joss is not present at this point, really. It's sort of like very like,
And David Greenwalt was the showrunner in place
yeah.
of Joss, but then left for this season. So yeah, that does make sense. Like you're saying, even Joss wasn't even like really a part of the show, and then the showrunner who was like co-showrunner was not even the showrunner anymore. So yeah, I feel like that does make sense. Like maybe they had an idea, but it was just an idea.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like in retrospect, I wish this worked. I wish we could be like, well, in retrospect, it worked so well once we get to the end, but it really doesn't, right? Like,
The thing is, like, it's one of those things where so much of, like, Michael, I agree with you. I think the Jasmine arc that we get at the end of the season is really interesting. It's got some great performances because you get your core cast all kind of, playing altered versions of themselves. Jasmine is a great villain, but it comes at the cost of like the majority of the season that we've kind of been forced to sit through. And so
Yeah.
it just feels like, okay, well, it was worth it in the end, except for when it wasn't, and except for the character assassination that begins right here.
Because I also don't even, I remember that Angelus kills the beast when they're fighting Faith. I remember that. I have no clue how the beast connected to Jasmine. That feels so separate, but it's supposed to be like all connected together. And that,
Yeah, I think the Beast is like a harbinger for Jasmine and is part of the puzzle that kind of forces Cordelia and Connor together because this is where they consummate things and Jasmine is conceived. And that might not have happened if they hadn't had that run-in with the Beast. So it all ties together and it's don't we find out eventually that Jasmine is the actual beast, and this thing thing is basically just her guardian or her harbinger or whatever, which is kind of interesting. It's a nice subversion, but it's like, come on, we already did the beast with Glory on Buffy. Could we not have come up with a different what's the word I'm looking for? Not title, but like pseudonym.
I feel like title is correct. Yeah, because the beast feels like a title more than a name.
Yeah. And then we've also got the beast on the magicians.
A lot of beasts.
Yeah. It's like, come on, people. There's a whole dictionary.
I think with this season and with this villain, they went with the beast because they were really drawing a very straight line with biblical depictions of apocalypse. We've got the rain of fire at the end of the episode. We've got all of the rats and the birds, and it reminded me a little bit of in Prophecy Girl. He talks about all of the omens that as sort of pointing towards there being an apocalypse, and so that they're kind of working in that language. But it also that again, you get to the end of the season and it's like, oh, was Jasmine just throwing a load of like biblical imagery at us to distract us and in turn distract the characters? I feel like we should talk about what happens in the episode.
I know. I was just thinking that. I was like, ooh, we're like 25 minutes in and we haven't talked about the episode itself. So we open, they're kind of like wrapping up what they're like reminding you what happened. They're discussing Cordelia finally remembering, Angel doesn't want to rush her. Gunn and Fred mentioned there's a case that might just be a haunted toilet. We check in with Connor and Cordelia. I said this last season about Shults and Justine, that it would like stop the episode dead when we went to them. I feel that way with Connor and Cordelia as well, which is a bummer because Cordelia is one of my favorite characters, but like...
Yeah. And I feel like of all of the weird acting choices in this episode, Connor is actually the most consistent and he's doing a better job than usual. And I don't know if that's in reflection to everyone else doing a weirder job than usual, or if he's just like, okay, I've figured out what I'm doing finally.
Connor's one of those characters, much like when Dawn was introduced, although I think a lot of Buffy fans came around on Dawn, although there are still many who don't like her as well. Connor got saddled with Cousin Oliver syndrome, right? He is the late stage character introduction that is also sort of, for lack of a better term, the sniveling brat in comparison to the core group that we have. And, all of Vincent Kartheiser's sort of maybe post commentary on doing the show or lack thereof, he's not always been kind about it. It's like he was handed a really not great job for a fandom that was at this point already very entrenched. He is a good actor who is handling a character who by and large is, I'm mad at my dad, drama emo.
That's really is it.
That's the note.
Yeah.
And so like I almost feel for him, and I think that it's really great that you do point out he is one of the few consistent elements of this episode, because that consistency shows dude got the assignment. It's just the assignment was like,
not a good one.
Yeah, not a good one.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cordelia gets kind of sort of not really a vision yet. It's more of a nightmare where she sees the beast.
Okay, let's talk about the content of that dream. So she's watching a film. She's watching a film with pod people, which is a huge,
Yeah.
hint.
Like,
Um, I did enjoy that Connor's version of like providing for Cordelia is to bring her a load of junk food. I feel like
Mhm.
that's like we're
That's
seeing
what I want.
he's acclimating to Los Angeles because a couple of months ago he would have, like killed and skinned a deer for her or something.
he brings her a pigeon. Yeah.
A pigeon in his mouth. Um, and even in the dream, we get this like weird, like groomy vibe from Cordelia, where she says in this very like soft voice, "Oh, I don't know what I would have done without you." And I was already starting to get grossed out because I was remembering, oh God, is it the end of this episode that it happens?
Yeah.
And then we get the dream fake out. And I was just like, oh, so like there was some interesting stuff going on there in there, but then none of it matters. And that's kind of the motif of this season.
And like, yeah, because also, oh, and I know we can't get sidetracked again about this, but also it's like, but then why is she having a night? Like, if that, like, she's just the vessel at this point, right? Like, she's not even Cordelia, right? Like,
I
it's,
She is and she isn't. Like,
Yeah,
she's
sorry.
Cordelia partially possessed, is how I look at it. Like, she's in charge of her feelings and her words, but not necessarily her actions. She's being guided.
That is a really interesting reading because in the dream she says like I want to warn Angel, but the words won't come out. And it is
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, like is Cordelia trapped in there, but she's not able to actually act.
Mm, yeah.
It's kind of like the writer's room didn't have an answer, and so they kind of were pulling the, what do you think?
And you know what? Like
Think
if you're
about it,
David
won't you?
Lynch, that works, but if you're not, it doesn't.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Whatever. Connor embraces her after her nightmare where the beast grips up her neck. Post credits, Gunn and Fred go to the case we heard about. This feels a little like sudden considering we did get an episode between the professor getting killed and this, but I guess like they quickly forget their they like forget who they are in the last episode, whatever. But Fred is like pretty quickly like about Gunn killing the professor that sent her to Pylea. And like
But also, fuck that guy. He absolutely deserved to die.
Yeah.
the thing that bothers me about it is he didn't let her do it because I would have wanted to be the one to do it.
I'm
100%.
still so mad. It's been 20 years. I'm still so mad at Gunn for taking that choice away from her. And
Mhm.
it's like he forgets what franchise he's in. It's like, no, like the women in this universe like are strong and resourceful
Yeah.
and have their own grit. But Gunn, it's like Gunn wants her to be this helpless, frail waif that he can protect because that's the only way he knows how to have a relationship.
And that's never what Fred is going to be.
Mm.
And that's why their relationship ultimately fails. And that's
Yeah.
why she and Wesley reconnect, because they connect on a very intellectual level where they are more equals. And he sees her for who she is, which is an incredibly smart woman who can also kick ass when she wants to.
I do think it's partially the show sometimes.
Oh, for
can't
sure.
decide if they want her to be that like damsel in distress or because sometimes she, at the end of that episode, she does get her moment of now I'm pointing my like crossbow at you. And it's like, fuck yeah, Fred, good for you.
Mhm.
But then it's like, well, no, you're a lady. You have to stand in the corner while I kill him. And it's like, fucking, that's her decision to make. Like if she were like, I'm not going to kill him. I do want us to like put him in jail somehow. Sure, but like that was her decision. Yeah, that's the thing that always pisses me off. And like I just don't understand. They do kill. They see death all the fucking
All the time. Yeah.
Mm.
And like the way she's reacting to this is as if she has never seen something die, and Gunn did the first like kill that she's ever seen.
I think it's because it's a human being. It is a man, not a demon, not a monster, just a man who made the conscious decision to do something cruel and evil. It's basically like if I ran back into one of my abusers and someone else killed them instead. I'm not going to kill anyone. but like in this fantasy,
right.
where I would want to kill one of my former abusers, and someone else did it before I could and took that choice away from me, I would be absolutely furious with that person. And I would also be kind of horrified at their actions. Like, what gives you the right to take their life? They didn't do anything to you. And I appreciate that you care about me. I appreciate that you are trying to protect me. And this is mine. This is my thing to address and overcome.
Yeah. I mean, so Gunn is like, oh, we could move into a place like this. And it's like, my dude.
Yeah. Writing was on the wall.
Like, oh, let's take a bubble bath together. And it's like, my guy, read the room. No, absolutely.
Like, good Lord, dude. And they like, it makes him seem dumber because I feel like, I don't know, but I also feel like maybe he's trying harder because he is picking up on like, oh, she seems bummed. Let me pretend we're happy.
It's so hard to watch Gunn and Fred fall apart in slow motion because like we know it's going to happen, and so part of me is like, oh, please just break up already.
Yeah,
but also amid the woolly, vague, like cloudy stuff going on in the rest of this episode, like this is at least an emotional through line that like you can follow and feels real. Like I believe it.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Lila and Wesley.
Oh, I cannot wait to talk about them.
And like her being basically dressed as schoolgirl Fred when he walks in is incredible.
Let's go to that scene because they leave, the rats pop out. We go to this. I love that schoolgirl Fred is also Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again. Like I love the like, and I was thinking of you because I was like, oh, I love this. And I was like, May, I'll probably love this too. Actually, Philip, you too. But like when Lila's like, oh, I don't fucking care that you are fantasizing about her. That's why I'm dressed like this.
Right. Like let's take advantage of that and you know, explore that fantasy.
Listen, when you work for a law firm whose whole goal is the undoing of reality and life as we know it, I think that you're going to be less concerned about strict monogamy lines. Like,
so what you're saying is I should work at Wolfram and Hart.
You would do great, May. But like, I feel like in another show of that era, even with the like Lila being the strong, confident person, they would have had her be like, oh, I'm jealous. And I just love that she's like, and she's also making fun of Fred because of course Lila can't stand Fred. Like Lila, of course she can't. I love, what does she say? Like, oh, I hope one day I'll get some hips.
I wrote the line down. One day, if I pray hard enough and eat all my vegetables, I just might have hips.
Okay, I don't know why, but you doing a Southern accent really just did it for me right now, Philip. So, good job.
Thank you. I channeling my inner Lila.
I didn't want to say, but yes. But yeah, I love that. I love that she's confident and she just doesn't fucking care because she's like, I mean, we're the ones having sex, so
yeah.
What I think,
exactly.
So this is the scene I think of when I think about Wes and Lila's relationship. Yes. And I think more so than all of the other scenes we've had of them, you know, in bed together, this is really effective at showing what their relationship dynamic is and how it is unhealthy and dark and, you know, kind of rather more than we've already had season 6 of Buffy. We've seen the, you know, the dark kinky sex between Buffy and Spike. This is a much more interesting depiction of like where Wesley's mind is at, the way that he says to Lila, you know, leave the glasses off.
Yeah.
It's just so much more interesting.
Yeah,
and
because
Lila's like, I can imagine her, you know, like calling her assistant and getting her to like pick out, you know, this outfit. And
she's like, get some stupid schoolgirl outfit. She's like,
I'm going to do a whole thing.
Yeah.
What I always think is interesting, especially about Wesley at this point, and actually to some extent Gunn in this episode as well, is there's a trope across the Buffyverse of, you know, these men who enter their chapter of brooding. Yeah, and I don't know that the writers realized they were doing this, mostly because I think that they thought, speaking of, you know, the behavior of some of these creators, they probably thought this was very justified in their characters. But a lot of times when I look at, you know, a Xander pout or a Wesley pout, or this is my dark chapter, I'm just like, these guys are so stupid. Like, you know, I'm just like, what? You in the context of this universe, have been up against incredibly crazy things, world-ending odds. But it's like, I have a sad, so I have to go do my dark walkabout, where I now wear a leather jacket and don't shave for a little bit of FCC gruffness, like out,
the
whatever,
Wesley, the Wesley part, I like. When I first watched it, it did take a minute for me to like settle into it. I think the actor as well. I think halfway through the season, we settle into this version of Wesley where it's like, okay, yeah, he's a little he's not falling on fucking banana peels like he was in season 1 of Angel. Like, and so we like settle him in the middle of like, he's still smart, he still does the research, but also he like has a gun. And that I like, because I liked season 5 Wesley. That's my favorite Wesley. We've like landed somewhere in the middle, and I do like that because this Wesley, sometimes they forget in making him so gruff that it's like, well, no, but he is a watcher, so he would know a lot of things and be able to like research shit. Like the watchers are jackasses, but they know their shit, right?
Yep.
So I don't know. That's why like when I first watched, it didn't quite work for me because I know people like him. I feel like Wesley, Cordelia, and Willow are the like Buffyverse characters people talk about their like arcs the most. And Wes's for me always, while Willow and Cordelia's I love, Wes's for me felt like a tad bit of just like a full rewrite, not a.
Oh, they brought him over to Angel, and they were like, okay, like what are we gonna do with him?
Yeah.
Like,
right, and then
and
then they had him be left for dead, and that's when everything just flipped. And like, I do think that is kind of justified from a character standpoint. If I was left for dead, and then my best friend tried to kill me while I was in the hospital, I'd be pretty fucked up from that.
Right.
This hot, sexy lawyer is like, do you want to come and be my plaything for a bit?
Yes. And I would absolutely say yes.
I feel like for any of us that might like turn our mood around, like, oh well, all right, now I do feel better.
Yeah. Hey, look, I love Stephanie Romanov. I think she is a fantastic actor, and she is absolutely gorgeous. If she wanted to fuck me, I would be all in on that so fucking fast. Like, I don't care if you're evil. You're amazing. Please be mean to me.
Because she's like hot dom mommy when she's
100%.
And I love like later on when we see her in her element in Wolfram and Hart, and she's got the fab like one shoulder dress, the blazer, the enormous hair, and it's like, oh, Lila is just doing like all different kinds of drag, and I'm so here for it. While we're still on this scene, there's the way it ends, before he says, leave the glasses on, he says to Lila, you think you know me? And she says, better than she ever will. And I believe that.
Yeah.
And it's that first hint that like, oh, what they've got going on here is like, actually, there's something real there. Then we're going to really explore towards the end of the season. And I'm just like, oh God, it's so yummy.
Yeah, I do think, Philip, you're right, because going into the season, I did not like the Lila and Wes romance. I'm coming around to it because of what you said. Like, I love Spike. No one get mad at me. I love Spike. I need to restate that all the time. But I do think this is a better version because it doesn't end in sexual assault. It doesn't need to like go there, but it's still like hot fucking, and like they're almost like you can tell they're both developing feelings. You can tell that like neither of them want to, but it's like, ooh, yeah, like
right. They're supposed to be fuck buddies, but they have this weird mutual respect that evolved out of revulsion. But it like turned into kind of admiration for the constitutions that they each have and their commitments to their causes. And they're like, we are never going to agree on a socio-political or philosophical level, but we both care so much about what we're doing, and that has made us care about each other.
Yeah, because like it started with just like, oh, you're hot too, let's fuck, and then it's like, oops, I respect you, I kind of like you, because I do think it's heartbreaking when he cuts her head off when they think she's been bitten.
Spoilers.
But like, I do think that's like a really good, like showcasing their relationship, and like when he tries to burn her contract, and it's like, oh, this man really cares for her, like he really does.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
that.
it's like Lila accepts Wesley for who he is,
Yeah,
including the bad things he's done and the mistakes he's made. There's a part of Wesley that's always hoping Lila will change her ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Lila's absolutely happy the way she already is. She's not going to.
Philip, I feel like you understand Lila at like a different level.
I just I just really fucking oh my god. And then later on, like the scene with her and Angel and Gavin, I fucking love her. Oh,
Couldn't you have tortured him a little bit more?
So we go back to the hotel. Lauren is reassuring Gunn that Fred has. Lauren does this a lot in this season and the previous season where he's like incorrectly telling someone something because he's like, oh no, you're fine. She is such like, she loves you so much. And it's like, well, wow,
Yeah,
Lauren,
that's what happens when you bring a karaoke host into your crime fighting team. They're maybe not going to have the best advice. Lauren, one of my favorite characters, but when I'm assembling a team to fight the forces of darkness, it's not the dude who can like program total eclipse of the heart for other demons to sing.
I genuinely didn't remember him even being there for this fight. Like in my brain, he is not there.
Oh, my take on it is Lorne is so sick of everyone just like leaning on him. He's like the gay guy in the group. He's like so sick of their hetero drama. He's like, oh, what are you talking about? No, like she loves you. Oh
Where
my
it's
God,
like drink in hand, kind of saying it out the half side of your mouth. Like,
yeah, like he does not care. Also, I love how Lorne is just always drinking vodka.
Yeah.
He's always making himself a cocktail. Like that was
he's
me.
so
Like,
stressed out.
Ian would be vaping weed in the corner and I'd be fixing martinis.
yeah.
I
Both annoyed
love
with everyone else's bullshit.
I love Angel's line here when he's organizing the weapons and he goes, you think I should keep these alphabetical or rearrange them by how much damage they inflict? And Lauren just goes, damage.
You are kind of right, Philip. That is that energy where it's like, whatever, fucking, sure, fine, whatever.
I don't fucking get. And the thing is, throughout the episode, like Lorne's like, let's go talk to Cordelia. Like Cordelia, is an important person. Like she knows things. And Angel's like, oh no, like I think we should just like give her a space. It's just like too much too soon. And again, it's like the writers like trying to come up with stuff. And it's like, Lorne, you don't work for Angel. You could just go and talk to her.
Go see her. Yeah.
Why are you asking him? Like, just do it.
I think he is trying to respect Angel's boundaries and it's misguided because Angel is really bad at establishing boundaries, especially healthy ones. Yes. And like I said earlier, he's absolutely horrible at direct communication. You have Lauren telling him to go talk to Cordelia. You have Connor who shows up in this scene who says, you need to talk to Cordelia. And he doesn't listen until Connor finally calls him dad. And it's just like, dude, pull your head out of your fucking ass and listen to the people around you. These are people who know you, who care about you, and who are on the same side of the mission as you. Why are you being such an obtuse jackass?
And at this point in the run of both of these shows, it just feels like stretching for time because all of these people, based on prior circumstance, should know lack of communication is always the worst thing that happens in the Buffy universe. Angel, you went to hell because someone didn't talk to somebody else.
Right.
That's literally in your backstory. Go talk to her. Get out of here.
Yeah. So we get the sparrows falling from the sky or like slamming against the windows, which is cool. I like shit like that. We do go to Wolfram and Hart. As Philip mentioned, Lila's hair is insane in this scene.
My God. Oh my God. Oh.
It is like, that's like a long time in the like seat to get your hair done, right? Like that's like blown back, curls, blowout.
Oh yeah. That's like a 45-minute to hour blowout that she went in for before work.
It's like a Pantene commercial, really.
Yeah,
like she's just like,
I mean, she looks
Vidal
great.
Sassoon.
I mean, no, she will already have had the waves in because she had her hair in braids.
Right, that's true.
There we go. I need to learn to braid my hair. It is so long right now, and I don't know how to style it because I've never had hair this long.
It looks cute that
I
way.
need Lila to teach me. Thank you.
Also, when Jasmine arrives, we need braids.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, I didn't mention this, but if you're watching this on video, I'm wearing these because we're recording on Halloween.
On Halloween, yes. I wore my red shirt, so I was like, this is a little apocalyptic looking. It looks like fire. Yeah, so we get the Wolfram and Hart scene, which I love. The thing I love about Lila, one of the many things, is like her banter with Angel is so good because she's so annoyed at him all the time. Like she's
and
just like,
he fucking
whatever,
hates
dude.
her.
Yes.
But like they have to reluctantly rely on each other in so many circumstances.
Yeah.
And like I've said on this podcast many times, David Boreanaz is at his best when he's either being a goofy dork or evil.
Yeah.
And when he's around Lila, even though he's not Angelus, he has that bit of a mean streak come out in him.
Yeah.
And it's such delicious bitchiness.
Yeah, they're almost like two drag queens going at it.
Mhm.
It's so that it's when you're hanging out with like that one really mean gay friend and you find yourself being meaner.
Yeah.
Like you're like rising to match that energy. Like that's what happens with Lila and Angel. And yeah, it's like there's something liberating about knowing that you don't like somebody and knowing they don't like you. And so they can dispense with all of that nonsense and just like be real with each other. And it's great.
She's the only person that he consistently communicates directly with.
That is true. That is
Oh my
true.
God. You're
They
right.
have the purest relationship, at least in this episode.
Yeah, because I
That's-
love that she's like, let's get this out of the way. You threaten me, I threaten you. Just tell me what you're here for. Like,
Yeah.
she's very like, cut the bullshit. I'm tired today. I just fucked Wesley. Like,
I have to say,
Thing, I-
the MVP for me of the episode, as far as a production standpoint goes, is Daniel Day Kim as Gavin showing up to just be tied up on a couch. Get that
bananas.
check. Get that check.
Yeah.
That man has such a good like career. It's wild to think that he showed up for this. Like he's just in a chair tied up. That's it.
And I genuinely feel like when it cuts to him, it's just like the same take twice.
Yeah.
I also feel like he might not even be on set with them because we don't see him in frame with them.
That's true. It might just be a random insert shot.
But I love that Lila is like, I wish you could have tortured him more. Like, she's still not pressed. She knows that Gavin gave up whatever shit they know. She doesn't fucking care. And when Angel's trying to like appeal to her, like you said, May, he does directly communicate with her. And he says, I wrote this quote down, the enemy of my enemy. And she says, can kiss my ass too. I was like,
Perfect quote.
oh,
Yeah.
that is a good line. And like,
And then the line, I'm shaking in my pumps.
yeah. God. Yeah, it's just Lila's always fun to watch on screen. She just is.
She's great.
We go to Connor and Cordelia. They go for a fucking walk and they end up where Connor was born.
Yeah. And then the beast pops out of the ground.
Yeah.
Fucking sure. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Right before the beast comes out, Claudia's like, oh, this place, I've been here before. And it's like, yeah, this is where Lorne had his bar where you spent all your time after work, have the writers
Right.
And like, that was a big deal. Like, everything that happened there would have been the Charred Club, like,
Yeah.
to her right.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if they were like just out for a nighttime stroll or if they were like, if she was following some kind of psychic pull to this place.
Yeah.
I think
Because again, like,
probably that.
Yeah, like, but rather than make that clear, they were just trying to like really put some painful chemistry between Connor and Cordelia. There's like flirty dialogue. I just had my fingers in my ears the entire time. I just hate, and she looks so much older than him.
She does. I feel
That has to be on purpose. They style her like frumpy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like with the, I know this place, I've been here before. It feels very much like they're trying to Twin Peaks it. The idea that she's in this dreamy space where they're trying to telegraph this kind of surrealistic vantage point that Cordelia is coming from. Unfortunately, because the rest of the scene's writing doesn't kind of set us up for that, it just feels like an odd statement. So then to your point, Ian, it's like, yeah, of course, you've been here many times because that's what we're thinking as audience member. Whereas if it was more Lynchian in execution or in Twin Peaks, they say shit like that all the time. And it's like, I've been here before. I'm like, yeah, Laura, this is your house. But
Yeah.
when Lynch executes that, you understand it's an abstract space.
Right.
But like the construction here, it's just like, okay, this is where you were born, Connor, and then like what? From the afterbirth cometh the beast. Just get us there with a few more lines. Just get us there,
Michael, you've now got me thinking like how much better this season could be if they had leaned into more of that surrealism. The fact that Cordelia ascended to a different plane, that's very Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And just like, oh, she came back, and she came back from another place, and she's different, and she doesn't know where she belongs, and there's a lot of dialogue to that effect that doesn't land. But there's a way of making that work if they'd made it just like stranger. Every time she goes off to this dreamy thing, she then has like one Cordelia line that grounds it, and so it doesn't. It's just like I would love to know what they were going for.
Yeah, me too. But the Beast pops up, and I gotta like give credit where credit's due. I think the Beast looks fucking cool. Like, it's a very basic like monster or whatever, but they like. Because a lot of times on Buffy, right, even on Angel too, sometimes it's like they're just like, what do we have laying around? Make that the monster, whatever. Yeah. But this is like a well thought out, well done, like giant fucking costume. The horns look cool. It looks like, what is it? Legend meets like the Thing. I don't know.
Yeah. It's Tim Curry in Legend.
Yeah, it's Tim Curry in Legend, but made out of lava.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just think it like even now holds up as looking cool.
Very, very well.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's why practical effects and costuming, I don't care if it looks a little cheap, which in this case it absolutely doesn't, but it's still tangible. And the tangibility is what gives it that lasting presence and makes it effective.
I was watching Predator 2 the other day.
Oh, and the production design in that movie is fucking amazing.
But the effects when it disappears are so bad. Like,
oh yeah.
I was like, oof, I feel like it was more subtle back then, but like now looking at it, it's just not subtle at all. And it's like, that is complete green screen nonsense. Like, so the Beast pops up, kicks the crap out of Connor. Love to see it. Kind of grips up Cordelia. And is it the Beast like knows who she is, right?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Because even though it's not her face, the face of like Jasmine or whatever.
Right. He knows that she is meant to be the vessel for Jasmine.
Okay. Because that's how I took it. Like he strangles her, but then is like, wait, I think I know this person. Oh, yep.
Is there a point of this season where she makes out with it?
I think so.
I'm sorry. I
feel like I remember her in a long coat standing next to him, and it's like 10 feet tall, and they might kiss. I don't know.
You know what? I rather that than her and Connor, to be fair.
I was literally just about to say that.
Nothing wrong with being a monster fucker.
Yeah.
Hey, if we're recording this on Halloween, like I am sure if somebody went to a gay bar dressed as the Beast, they would leave with like 3 twinks hanging off them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, the amorous adventures of Cordelia Chase this season are regrettable, but still not quite a season of And Just Like That. So it is what it is. You know?
So we go back to the hotel. They're talking about Fred. There's an uptick in supernatural shit. Wes shows up. I have no fucking clue what we're doing here when they're just like, look at the printed papers I have. This is what Lauren's mind read. And I'm like,
so that's the info that Wolfram and Hart extracted from Lauren. And it was extracted as a series of like overlapping texts and mathematic equations and all that stuff. And
but was the map part of what was printed out?
So everything that was printed out is kind of an overlapping collage. And then Gunn realizes, oh, if we put these pieces together right, it will form a bigger picture.
You know what this feels like? What year was this? This is like,
like 2002 maybe?
Oh,
yeah, I think
it's 2002. Okay, so what this feels like is somebody was like walking through an airport and like clocked someone reading a Dan Brown book, because remember that moment? And they're just like, what if we have a scene where they Da Vinci code it up and they're going to lay out all this stuff and it's going to make a square or whatever. And that's exactly what happens, because it's just like, oh, we're going to put it together. They do it really quick because,
yeah,
but you know,
because it doesn't fucking matter.
It
is fun though.
It's a really fun effect, and like the effect when the camera zooms out and
Yeah.
you get this
Yeah.
bigger symbol. It's very effective in the moment, but you're telling me that no one at Wolfram and Hart thought to do that?
And why? So in my brain, the building they go to was Wolfram and Hart, but it's not. It's just a random fucking place. So that's again why I don't understand. Like,
Oh, so while Gunn and Wes and Angel are like looking at all these sheets of paper, Lorne is separately looking at a map and he's pinpointing all of the places where like rats and birds and vermin or whatever have been popping up. And basically he draws the square and then they basically like put the two together and they're like, okay, whatever's going to appear is going to be in the center of this square. And that's what leads them to the nightclub.
well, no, but I know that, why?
They talk about that building used to be something different. I think it used to be a more significant landmark, and I don't even remember what it used to be, which tells you how poorly they hit on that.
Did it used to be like an abattoir or a meat packing building or something, and now it's it's been gentrified into a nightclub because it's
No, that's on Seinfeld.
That is
it's described as a shrine of the flesh. So it's like
Yes.
I should go back and look at the map of LA because I could probably be like, oh, it's the Abbey, or like some place,
Gunn called it the old Kimball building. Is that is that a real thing?
Well, what's really funny living here is in Angel, when they actually go to real places, they are all over the damn place. Like they'll be like in the middle of downtown, and then they'll be like on the beach. And I'm like, how did you do that? That's not
It's not
not an
close.
easy move. That's not close at all. But if there is a Kimball building, I'm not aware of it, and who knows? I don't
that's
even.
on Broad City because they did film in New York. It would be so funny because it was when I lived in New York that show was on. And there's like the scene when I don't know if y'all watched it, when they're like trying to get to the wedding and they're like renting different things to try to get there. When they're on their bikes, they're going up and down the same exact block because it was when I worked at the Museum of Sex and you see it on the left and then you see it on the right and then you see it on the left. And it's just Fifth Avenue, one part of Fifth Avenue. And I remember watching it stoned being like, how stoned am I? It looks like they're going up and down the same exact street. And then I realized it was the same street.
Is that Bingo Bronson in my apartment?
So anyway, they go to whatever the hell this old building was. It just feels weird for such a big set piece to happen in
a random place.
a random
Yeah.
set, which I feel like a lot of this shit is stuff they use for season 5 for Wolfram and Hart set.
I suspect it's again they wanted to give this fight a sense of scale and significance, and so they're like, it's going to be on a rooftop because of the pillar of fire that's going to come up, and then you get the drama of Angel being thrown off the building, which
Right.
again that only happens like when someone's really big and bad, like Illyria does that in season 5. And also, as May said, it's very much like we're doing the Matrix.
Yep.
Everything's in slow motion. I at the time it felt so cool and elevated.
I will say I still think it works. I don't think the slow motion always works because they do use it a lot on Angel in season 3 and here. For me, here it works. The arrows look stupid because they're so CGI'd, and the beast is so big. Seeing him do like a arm deflection, like he's swatting a fly, looks goofy. But everything else, I think, is fucking cool. I think the set piece works for me because the beast looks cool. I Glory's my favorite villain, not just because she's Glory. I mean, I love her. She's fun to watch, but I like seeing someone who is actually a really big threat that feels like an insurmountable threat. Like this feels like, oh, well, they all just got their asses handed to them. How could they possibly defeat this? And this feels like one of those moments where it's like, why doesn't he call Buffy? Like,
Right.
Giles might help, Buffy might help.
That happens so often, and I to the point of this still being effective, there are things that, even though we know technology is better and effects are better, that I still think are cool. Like when the beast punches the ground and it lights on fire, I'm just like, done. I'm in. Whatever this is. Like completely ridiculous, but like
we're on a rooftop, yet he's punching the ground for fire to come up.
Yep.
That's how powerful he is. He's summoning it through the entire building.
And he does look goofy every time he flies into the air. Like when he leaves Cordelia, she's like, bloop.
Yeah, I'm like, where is he going?
Yes.
That's like anime villain stuff, though, right?
Yes,
it's like, I'm done now. Pew.
I can't tell if it's a really big jump, like, no, he's a big boy jump, or like
I'm picturing him like then like landing and then like bouncing back up and just like sort of leapfrogging, pogoing all over Los Angeles.
And imagine that you're just like at an intersection.
Yeah.
Mid-transit for the beast. And you're just standing there, like you're on your way to go get like, you know, a bagel or whatever. Boof. That's the sequence that I want to see, is just like some random Angelino that just like going about their business when the beast clomps on by.
And they're like, now I'm going to be late for work. Great.
Yeah.
And this episode would have been ideal to have that perspective, because we got that cute little scene with Fred and the waitress in the diner. And it's like, oh, like here's a character that I don't think we ever see again. But it's like a glimpse of like real regular people outside of the group.
Yeah.
And I do like that that's the same diner that she and Gunn have gone to before and gotten ridiculously large piles of food.
Yeah.
Is it Pop's Diner? No? Okay. Right.
I don't remember.
Is that the same diner? No, it's Winky's in
Winky's is
Mulholland Drive. Yeah.
No, I
that's why I wanted to come here to this Winky's.
God. So yeah, the fight is cool. It's cool seeing Lauren kind of get in on some action.
I was gonna say, like, we don't see that very often. And he's like, well, fuck, I guess it's yeah, like you've all just been like swatted like flies. I guess I'm gonna run at him with a sword and see what happens.
Yeah. I do love that none of the weapons are doing shit. Like nothing at all. Angel gets a few hits in with his fists, no effect whatsoever. And then like Wesley unloads all those bullets into him and he pretends to go down and then just knocks him out.
Because like the shotgun, you almost think like, oh, maybe this is doing something.
Yeah,
right.
And then the beast gets up and is like, nope, never mind. I do. And Lauren says, I'm going to need a bigger arrow when they see the beast. I also like the horroriness of it all, where it's like all those are all dead people covered in blood, like arranged in a pentagram. Like we don't pause on that enough, probably because they probably wouldn't have been allowed to pause on it too much. But I think it's like a cool, like, you know what I mean? In a horror way, it's cool.
Not something that the shows ever do, really, where it's like, oh, we have to show up and prevent a massacre. And it's like, oh, no, we got here and it's too late and everyone is already dead.
Right. Yeah. And even so, we know that the true horror of this episode is in the scene that follows.
Oh my God. I do love that the beast does not say anything until he looks at Angel and is like, hey, you know, your kid's fucking the woman you're in love with. And then Angel goes and he's just watching them fuck.
And the beast also, in like a shitty way, drops Liam. Like, I know who you fucking are, motherfucker. Like, being a messy bitch to be like, I'm not saying a word until I'm gonna do this and tell you I know your real name, and then jump into the air like an anime villain. Yeah, and also the Angel's is pretty brutal. Angel's defeat when he like puts the stake
in the neck.
In the neck. I didn't remember that. I knew he like took them all down, but I didn't remember that.
It's very the first time Buffy faces like the Uber vamp, and she's like, everyone's like, oh yeah, like she like might be bleeding internally, like she is covered in bruises in a way that we never see. It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
And with Angel, I mean, I don't care as much, but it's still it's valid. Yeah.
It's surprising. Yeah. It is weird. You mentioned, Philip, that they get the big like, oh, he throws them off the roof. I had to like rewind. I was like, wait, but we didn't see him land. And usually they do a big like boof landing, like you fall into like a dumpster, hit a dumpster and hit the ground, and it's just kind of like got them. And
they spent the money on the fire punch. That's what happened.
You're right. Yep.
Maybe he landed on like a balcony a few floors down. I don't know.
Because I was like, he did throw him off a roof, right? And you know, again, Lauren getting in some action. He falls through the skylight. I really like. This sounds weird, but I know that you all know what I mean. I really like when we see the whole team get defeated. Like everyone gets roughed up. There's not someone who's like Lauren and Fred. Often it's like, oh, they can like maybe shoot an arrow, but they're kind of off to the side, right? And like not engaging. I kind of like being able to see, our
It
queer green
really
demon.
it raises the stakes for the next couple of episodes
Yeah.
because we know what a big threat this new character is.
Yeah.
And it's like I think the episode we all have very legitimate concerns, but this is like the real kind of center point of the
Yeah.
episode. It's like what it's all been leading to, and it's like, oh fuck, oh my god, like
Yeah.
it's still got that oh shit moment.
Yes. I do also think, unfortunately, it shows how like not effective Team Angel really is for like fighting big demons. Like I was thinking about it as they're going around. I'm like, oh yeah, no one has superpowers here but Angel, and he just got thrown off the roof. Like,
Yeah.
Yep. It's
I'm like-
amazing that none of the rest of them are dead.
dead. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love that we see as the fire begins raining from the sky. I love that we see Wesley just like holding
Yes.
gun, and I'm like, if nothing else, this has reunited the team and driven away some of that animosity that they had for each other.
I had that in my notes too, May. Thank you so much for bringing it up. Yeah, that he runs to like get him because that's
Oh
his.
yeah.
Let's be
Oh,
honest. Like Fred is the sexual proxy for the
Yes.
attraction men have for each other, and he ran. That's his bestie. That's his guy.
Mhm.
So yeah, I love that. Like he ran and was like holding him and like getting him to safety. And
Yeah.
yeah, like we as of now moving forward, Wesley is officially kind of back in the fold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so the rain of fire starts happening. I do like that we're checking in on everyone. Like we see Fred
Yeah.
and the waitress at the diner. We see even Lila's a little like, oh shit. Which I liked because also, if Lila's nervous, it's like,
And then we see Connor checking into Cordelia. Happy Halloween, everybody.
There is a lot of action in this episode.
I want you to know that when we all just yelled, Zoom popped up to ask if I was playing music. It said, "Are you trying to play music?"
Okay. We've talked around it for the last hour. Like, let's just get into this scene. Everything that she says to him is so fucking rude. She's like, you grew up without a family, you don't have any friends, you're a weirdo. I'm gonna pity sex you
You're
because
a virgin who can't drive.
Yeah.
literally, I'm going to pity fuck you because I think we're gonna die tonight.
Like, that's not
Like,
sexy, right? Like,
No.
and it's not played as sexy at all. The way she calls him baby, and I feel sick even like saying it.
This is like an adolescent boy's fantasy where he's being mothered by someone who then fucks him. And like, you can try to logic it away and be like, okay, she literally says Connor's 18, and we know that she's not actually that old as a character. She's in her mid-20s at this point. But because they have aged up everyone on this show, and because that has been a consistent thing, because of the way she's costumed and styled in this episode in particular, she looks a bit more matronly. Sorry. And that makes it so much more disgusting. It is like watching someone write a softcore scene about their Oedipal fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's fucking atrocious.
But the thing is, they want it. Like, they want us to feel that way. Surely, like
I don't think so. I don't think they do.
Wonder about this all the time. Whether it's like on purpose terrible or just kind of. I don't know how terrible they thought it was. That's what I wonder. Is how were they like, this is terrible, we're gonna do it, or like maybe people will like them together, but it's gonna be a like gross betrayal. I don't know.
I think that's how they want us to see it. I think they want us to be happy that they've gotten together and also concerned for how Angel is going to react to it.
Yeah.
But
it's
I
like
don't
soap opera drama.
Yes, exactly. I don't think that they are trying to show it as this horrible, disgusting thing that it is.
Yeah.
And also, Yeah, there's like nothing good about it. The way she So Angel Bean, this is so soap opera-y. You just mentioned it, Michael, and this is what bothers me. It's so like Angel doesn't even have a bruise. There's no even blood, and he was just stabbed in the neck. I know vampires heal, they heal faster, like Slayers, but like that was 2 minutes ago. Like,
Yeah, I think it would have been more effective and dramatic to see how fucked up he
beat
was from
up
that
he
fight
was, yes.
as he is watching them, because
Mm.
he has just gotten his ass kicked and now he's
And
getting kicked in the balls and
Yeah.
heart at the same time.
Though also the most fucked up thing about that end reveal of him standing there watching them, of course, yes, it's all messed up. But he was thrown off the roof with a stake in his neck, knowing that the rest of his friends and team are still
Yes!
getting their asses handed to them. But because the beast was just like, oh, your son's bopping your girl, he just left. So it's sort of like, you just left. Like, he didn't know the beast left. He did not know the beast left
He
because
didn't
he
see
got
him.
thrown off
Yeah.
the roof.
I do think that tracks for Angel though, because we've seen him fully abandon them before. But I was thinking
Yeah.
that, Michael, I was like, did he even like check to see, or is he just like, well, stay blessed, guys. I gotta go check on Cordelia. I don't care what you guys going on. Like,
For a guy who thinks he can't fuck anyone, he sure is concerned about other people getting their dicks wet.
well,
That
I
was
mean,
a horrible way to phrase that. I am so sorry.
I mean,
No,
also,
you should be.
I might be concerned if like my son was fucking my partner.
Your son from a
absolutely.
demon dimension who aged like exponentially.
I do just like I feel like everything about this story has to be filtered through the like how, and not even just like Joss Whedon, but just like how female characters were written at the time. We've spoken about how like Fred is just this pawn that Gunn and Wes squabble over, and I feel like
Mhm.
it's being, that dynamic is being reproduced here, where Cordelia is just this prize where like the father and the son, it's just like one more thing for them to fight about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just refuse to believe that Cordelia sleeping with Connor is not written as something we are intentionally supposed to have a reaction to. Like, okay, so um, a bit of a tangent, but I have a point. So again, so today, the FX series Adults has just been renewed for series 2, and there is a storyline in that show where one of the characters sleeps with her high school English teacher. And we are really led to believe like this is a woman who is like hitting rock bottom. She is making these dreadful choices, and I kind of feel there's a similar dynamic. It's like this is somebody who like watched you grow up, and he is now like having sex with you, and like that's a gross thing that both of you are doing.
That is a good comparison, Philip. One, I fucking love that show. I didn't know you also loved it. I like,
Oh my God, Paul Baker Hive.
oh my God, Jack,
He's so hot.
whatever his last name is, Ianin, whatever. He is the only thirst follow I follow on Instagram. He doesn't even post thirst content, but my God, he is so hot. Paul Baker is like my dream man. He looks like every guy I ever have a crush on, swooshed into one. But the comparison is, I think, even more apt because the teacher is presented as like, it's almost like you're kind of like, this is bad, but it seems to work. And then you're like, oh no, this does not work at all.
Right.
You understand why she still like she has a crush on this older man.
He's
You
hot.
understand why she's going for it, and it's Charlie Cox, of course.
Yeah.
But then you're like, why are you as a grown man doing this? And then it's revealed like, oh, he's going through a lot of stuff. That,
He's
a
at rock
symptom of
bottom,
something
too.
much darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, there's nothing deeper going on in with Cordelia. Although there's a lot of deeper stuff going on,
Yeah.
but nothing rooted in like a real psychology. It's just cosmic gobbledygook.
That is a very accurate
Cosmic
statement.
gobbledygook.
Yes. I like that. Yeah, so Angel watches his son fuck the love of his life, and we end the episode because fucking sure. Favorite
Executive
outfit?
producer, Joss Whedon.
Yeah, that's just like kicking us when we're down while we're not up on the screen.
So, favorite outfit. I don't know if this episode has any good ones. I'm going to say Lauren with the dark purple blue suit with the yellow underneath. Lauren, it looks good with his green skin, which sounds weird to say, but that color looks really good with his green skin tone. Philip, what was your favorite outfit?
Dress like to your styling. Yeah. Like he is definitely a summer. My favorite outfit of the episode, because I knew you would ask, as you always do, is actually the diner waitress, because I love a classic waitress uniform, and you don't actually see that very often. And it told me exactly what kind of diner they were at. Like, I know like those places exist. I feel bad for anybody who has to wear those things, but I'm just like, oh, this is cool. I also expected everybody else to pick Lila's like Baby One More Time outfit, so I was just like, I'm gonna go rogue and go for the greasy spoon waitress situation.
Philip?
I was going to choose Lila's "Hit Me Baby One More Time" outfit, but as a close second, Wesley's suede coat, which I might wear that today in a second.
It is nice.
That's mine.
Yep. I mean, I'm glad we all got to like we were varied in our choices. I was like worried I was going to be like, well, the Beast design is cool, so that's my favorite outfit. What is your favorite scene, Michael?
My favorite scene. I do like the fight. I mean, as basic bitch as it is, like, but that's why we watch these shows, is sometimes for those moments. And I think that it's one of the things that really holds up for me. I just like the grandiosity of it. It makes me think of some of the better moments of battle in the Buffyverse. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah. May?
I love the scene between Angel and Lila with Gavin tied up in the chair. But really, I love all of the phone calls that we're only hearing one side of. They are all funny. But my favorite is Lauren saying, snakes? And they came out of your what? Because I'm like, okay, did they come out of this guy's hole? Or did they come out of his dick? Because either one is not great. But one of them is much worse.
Yeah, one of them.
Or we all just miscreants and they came out of his air ducts. Like, like, because I thought the same thing, May, but as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it could have been like.
No, because Angel asks if they're giant demon snakes, and Lauren says, unless this guy is 30 feet tall, I don't think so. So they came out of some orifice on his body. And I think if it was his mouth, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. So they came out of something near his hips.
Also, so we're all magician. Well, I don't think you are, Michael, but we're magicians girlies here. This reminds me of the magicians where it's like, we don't have the budget to show these things, so we're just going to say them. Like,
right.
Just
and honestly,
a bunch of things.
Sometimes tell, don't show works better because then you get to use your imagination to picture a guy with snakes just pouring out of his dick.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can find that.
You're welcome.
Sure, I can find that on the internet somewhere. Philip, what is your favorite scene?
My favorite scene, hands down, is Wesley coming home to find Lila on the desk, dressed in that amazing outfit. It's just so revealing about their characters. It's sexy, but with a slightly weird edge to it. Unlike the other big sex moment in the episode, it's like, this dynamic is weird and toxic too, but like I love it and I'm here for more of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Mine is the fight scene, but a close second is the Lila Angel scene. I really like that. Lila's just fun to watch. What grade do we give this episode, May?
I'm gonna give it a C+.
Okay.
It's fine. There's some great moments in it, but overall it's a little bit of a slog. And yeah, just the Connor Cordelia of it all and Angel watching them is so repulsive.
Right, for like so many different reasons, like not even just the grossness of it, but it's like, oh, this guy's watching. Oh, this guy just got his ass kicked. He got thrown off a roof. Oh, there's the rain of fire. Oh, like she just came back from a different, like all of the things are terrible.
And her legs are like they film it the way like her legs are like up. It's like she's in stirrups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philip, what grade do you give it?
I cannot countenance giving a letter grade to the Connor and Cordelia storyline. I feel like it needs to go to summer school and resubmit the assignment. For the rest of the episode, I will say B, because I like the action sequence. I think there's some good stuff in there with Wes and Lila. The rest is drivel.
Fair. Yeah. Michael?
Well, much like the letter I'm about to use alliteratively, for the Connor and Cordelia coitus, I'm going to go with C. I just can't with this one.
Clever
Sorry.
girl. I give it a B. I agree with you, Philip. My note when this is submitted to me as a professor is resubmit. Like, this is nope, we're not taking in this last scene. Everything else can stay. We need to edit this last scene because absolutely not. Yeah. I'm really glad I got to have the three of you together. I'm really glad I got the three of you on because I do bulk recordings now, and the three of y'all were not available when I did the first one, so I'm glad I could get y'all here now.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We are going to continue with season 4. My friend Joe Carollo just asked me if we were going to keep going. The plan is to keep going weekly until we're done, and then have a tiny break and then go to Angel season 5 before we circle back to Magicians.
Excellent.
If you liked Slayerfest 98, you can find us on all podcast platforms. You can find us on all social media platforms at SlayerFestX98. You can watch our video recordings because all our episodes are video recordings on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, give us a good rating because it really helps the podcast. You can support us on Patreon where we're going through every episode of Buffy as it turns 25. X-Men the Animated Series, Batman the Animated Series, we've covered Harley Quinn, a couple other things. And we do Zoom hangouts, we do watch-alongs, all the things. And if you want to follow me on social, I'm at Ian X Carlos. Philip, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Philip Ellis. That's Philip with 1 L, Ellis with 2. And my novels, Love and Other Scams and We Could Be Heroes, are available wherever you buy your books.
May, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Letterboxd and Blue Sky at Everson Poe, EVERSONPOE. You can find my music on Bandcamp and Ampwall and streaming services, Everson Poe, 2 separate words. My most recent album, Enough is a Myth, which was inspired by the 2022 version of Hellraiser, came out at the end of September. And I just finally got the shipping notification overnight that my test pressings for the vinyl are coming.
Yay.
And as long as I get those approved within 48 hours, the final records should be shipping out like mid to late November. So pre-orders will be going up for those soon, probably around the time this episode airs, hopefully. I'm so fucking happy and so excited. You can also hear me on Tender Subject, talking about body horror and cannibalism, and on my main podcast, Pleasers and Punishers, talking about movies that people love to watch, movies that were near today, tomorrow, and yesterday, and all things kinky and queer. And I think that's it. Also, if you have a podcast and you have a little money and you need an editor, please hire me. I am going broke.
Yes, hire May. Great editor.
Thank you.
Michael, and I was on Pleasers and Punishers.
Yes, you were. You were on Pleasers and Punishers talking Kill Bill Volume 1, and it was a fucking blast. So thank you again.
Y'all have your shit together, unlike me. Michael, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram at just my name, Michael Varrati. Also, you can find many of my movies across the streaming sphere, let's say it like that, as well as every other Wednesday at midnight. You can catch me on Midnight Mass, a show that I co-host with my dear friend, drag superstar Peaches Price, wherein we dig into the cult cinema that you love.
It's a great show.
They had me on to talk Clueless, last year? Or was that this year?
Yeah, it was last year, yeah.
Last year, yeah.
That was last year, I think.
That was a lot of fun revisiting that. Yeah, I know. I have no idea. Thank you all, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.